Now, if y'all have watched me for a while, you know I'm a channel that focus heavily on editing, content, YouTube, content creation, production, all of it. And a lot of it comes with having the right equipment. But what if I told you that one of the best components of creating content is audio, and you can get some really good audio at a really good deal, especially with the days coming up? Stick around.
You know why?
What's going on, y'all? It's me, Shamar Lebrethon, back on this channel again, and today we are here to talk about one of my favorite components, one of my favorite days of all time, Amazon Prime. They're gonna have the deals. They're gonna have the deals. All right. Well, I can't get into every single piece of equipment that you may need to buy, in order to make your content. One of the strongest components I have is audio. Now, you guys see the microphone. Obviously, I don't film with this microphone. This is white now. But this is the K688 from FIFINE, one of my favorite audio companies in the world. They blessed me with not only this microphone, but the next microphone I'm going to talk about. And it's also happening on Amazon Prime Day. You can get it at a cheaper price. Now, everybody knows when it comes to creating content that visuals are super, super important. Everybody wants to see the best quality looks. You want the 4K, you want the 10-bit, you want color grading. You want your videos to look as cinematic as possible. But what if I told you that audio is not only as important, but in most cases, it's more important? I have a microphone that I'm going to show you guys today. It's by the same brand. Shout out to the sponsor of this video, FIFINE. We're talking about the Tank 6S. Now, I have it with me. I haven't opened it yet, so we're going to open it together. But essentially, I'm going to not only test the sound, how it sounds. This is supposed to be FIFINE's top premier microphone, meaning out of all the microphones that is on Amazon, it costs the most. All right, now it's a pretty penny. For some people, it might seem like it's cheap. For some people, it may think it's a little more expensive. But I'm gonna review it with you guys. I'm gonna let you guys hear the sound, how it feels, and then we'll get into Amazon Prime and what it means. So let's get into it. I'm not gonna lie, it's a little heavy. All right. Got the Amazon package. Obviously, I opened up the box just to see what it looked like, but I didn't open up the box itself with the microphone. It comes with a stand itself, but they also sent me a desktop stand. Now I'm assuming this is for my K688. You guys already saw the review for this. If you haven't, go check it out. This is the BS2 stand. You can use this on a desktop or just have this sitting somewhere small. Now, I did warn FIFINE that I am getting into a project where I'm going to need multiple mics. That's soon to come. I'll let you guys know when that happens. But essentially, FIFINE also sells a BS2 stand. This could fit the K688. This could fit the AM8. This could fit the Tank 6S and all of the things below, the 5, the 4, the 3, the 2. Any mic that could fit a 3.8 to 5.8 adapter, you pretty much could screw on. So I love that they sent me this stand as well. I'm not big on stands, even though, I mean, there are certain moments where you don't necessarily want to hold a mic all the time, so you could put it on. But for me, I kind of hold microphones in my hand like this. I think it's a little more natural. It's a little easier for me, especially to keep it around my mouth, especially if I'm like moving around. If I put it on a stand, I kind of have to move the stand with myself, and it's a little too much. Enough talk. Let's get into the Tank 6. It's kind of heavy. I'm not gonna lie, this is heavy. I've pretty much reviewed all of their microphones. This by far is their heaviest, and the packaging is kind of clean. I'm not gonna lie. I remember when their box was black. Now it's purple and it has a little translucent at the bottom. It's so cool. I'm not gonna lie, this box, the boxing experience, I always love. To me, it's kind of like similar to Apple, but a little bit less. It's a little more simple, but I just love it. Straight out the box, obviously got the stand or the base. Don't really use it, so, but thank God I have it. You obviously have the USB-A to USB-C cable that can plug into your laptop, computer, pretty much anything that comes with a USB-C. It also is XLR connecting, so you can also use it on an interface. I don't have one, but I will be getting one soon, again, for that small project that I've been talking about. But every single microphone I have from FIFINE, including the AM8, 688, and now the Tank, all have XLR and USB-C. So that's always a plus that you can intertwine between, using your laptop versus using an interface and being more on the production side. So then obviously you got the part that sticks into the stand so you can raise it up, and it's height adjustable. And then you got the Tank itself. Oh my God, this is heavy. This, mind you, this is the premier microphone from FIFINE. It's all metal. This thing is heavy. Like, you could really, what I mean? Like, wow, that's heavy. And to me, it kind of reminds me of like a Shure mic in the fact of the build. But the build, I can say by far, just holding my 688 right now, this is a lot heavier. This feels much more high quality. I can see why this charges about $120 to $130 right now on Amazon, although we're going to get into it later how you can get this for a little bit less. Now, according to FIFINE specs, it has built-in noise reduction, meaning you don't have to put that in post, although you can, but it has noise reduction to avoid any physical altercations that's happening around you or any background noises. It also comes with a physical mute button right at the back, which I absolutely love. Me personally, I like the touch of, you know, having something wireless or kind of like a touch to start situation with the K688 and the AM8, I believe. But for me, sometimes I find myself touching the mic and then I don't realize I'm on mute. So like 5 minutes in, I'm realizing I haven't recorded any audio because it's on mute. Versus having a physical button means I know if I hit this or not. So that to me is always the best move. I like the touch, you know, kind of like wireless touch or tap situation, but to me it's just not the best, especially when you hit it by accident. You're kind of messed up. So for me, it's just a little bit better having a physical button. The specs also include a 192 kilohertz, which is good for music production or heavy audio. While the sizing may be a little bit larger, this could work well for capturing audio at a better rate, meaning it captures more of your sound and less of the background. Now, when comparing this mic to obviously my 688, I will say the Tank is a little bit better in terms of sound quality, mainly because this is more radio ready, so it sounds more full, it sounds more whole, whereas my K688 is more of a flat bass. Now, for some people, it depends on what you're going for. So say you're going for like a podcast or you're trying to produce music, I would recommend the Tank 6, just because it has a more richer and full sound, whereas this is a little more flat. And of course, for my YouTube videos, I'm probably gonna switch to the Tank at some point, maybe within the next video and plus, but I haven't even tested it yet, and I can already tell that this mic does a better job. So we're gonna do a sound quality in a little bit, but I just want to get a little more in terms of comparisons. Obviously this mic is all metal, whereas the K688 is partly metal. I believe every other microphone that I have from FIFINE is either partly metal. This is the only microphone that I have that I can tell for sure without even touching the others. This is all metal, like all metal. This feels like a brick. For some people that might be a little bit of a disadvantage because they don't want to carry such heavy equipment, but I can tell you just from build that this microphone is going to last a long time. Whereas the K688, it may last long, but you have to be a little more careful. It does have shock mounts around it, as well as the stand. The Tank 6 does not come with one. I'm pretty sure the stand that FIFINE gave me before can work with the Tank 6, which is a little more sturdier. So in terms of the shock mount, you're fine. Now the K688 films at a 48 kilohertz in terms of sample rating, whereas the Tank 6 films at a 192 kilohertz. While this may not be like the biggest jump in the world, 48 kilohertz meaning that it captures 48 seconds or kiloseconds in terms of my voice, whereas the 192 it captures at a much larger scale. So if I'm further back from the mic, you don't capture as much, whereas the Tank, even if I'm a little bit further behind, it'll still capture all of my audio at a crispy rate. So that to me, especially with music production, if you're doing podcasts and you have people constantly adjusting their mics, the Tank 6 might do a better job in that direction. And then lastly, for the 688, I mean, obviously I spoke about it before, but the Tank 6 has a physical mute button, whereas the K688 has a tap to touch mute button, which for some people that may work out. For me, it's okay because I just basically hold the mic to avoid touching that button as a whole. But I did find myself sometimes when filming a video where I realized 2 minutes in, oh my God, we was on mute the whole time and I couldn't even tell. So to me, the Tank 6 does a better job in having a physical mute button, so that I know for a fact that I click the mute button and I have to unmute, or I'm clicking it so I know that it's in fact in mute. Whereas this, the K688, while it does a great job in muting and unmuting, and you know, it's kind of a little more technical, you feel more advanced, especially because it's a tap to touch opposed to a physical button. I did find myself sometimes hitting the button without intentionally doing it. So that to me was kind of a con when it came to the 688 and the AM8 and all the other mics, whereas the Tank 6 has a physical button. But enough of that, let's get to the last part, which is the sound, before we get into getting the microphone, how to buy it, using the link below. So let's get into the sound. All right, y'all, so this is the sound of the Tank 6. Now, I can't tell obviously right now, but one thing you can do too, while you're recording, you can also plug in headphones so that you can listen. I don't necessarily have headphones with me right now, but I can tell based on post. Again, we'll post it right here somewhere in the video how this sounds. And to be honest with you, I can already tell just looking at the waveforms from my computer recording the audio seems a little more clean. My voice probably sounds a little bit different. I didn't add any EQs, I didn't add any compressions. I do put that on the K688, just, you know, to get a little more out of the sound. But for the Tank 6, just for this review alone, just for somebody who absolutely has no idea what to do audio, I want you guys to kind of hear it first without any EQs. Now I'm probably gonna put EQs here just to make it sound a little more fuller, but this is the capabilities that I can get out of the Tank 6. But I wanted you guys to see how it sounds. Let me know in the comments how you feel about it. I'm obviously again gonna put it in a video to tell you guys how I feel about it. To me personally, I love the quality, I love the build. I can already tell just off the sound alone that this sounds great. I've also watched other reviews of people reviewing this microphone and they sound great as well. So I kind of already know what to expect with this microphone, but just to hear it for myself and for you guys, just to see how you guys like it, if you want it. Lastly, in order to get this microphone, I wanted to give a big shout out again to FIFINE for not only letting me know, but wanting you guys to know as well. Prime is coming up June 23rd to the 26th, which is next week Tuesday all the way up to next Friday. This is your opportunity to not only get the Tank 6, you can also get the K688, you can get the AM8, the AM8 Pro, you can get the stands, you can get the desktop stands, whatever you need from FIFINE. All of their products are 15% off, meaning if this tank right now is about $130, you can get it for like $100. Same thing with the K688. The K688 I believe is around $60. You can get that for about $50 or maybe even 40 something dollars. This is prime time to step up on your audio. So I personally recommend FIFINE. I've been using it for years. This is the sound that you guys are hearing today. Go get you a microphone, get you a good sounding quality microphone, headset, whatever you need for gaming, for podcasting, for live streaming. If you're, you know, on Twitch, if you're on YouTube trying to film YouTube videos, if you're trying to do a podcast, whatever you need, go get you a FIFINE microphone. And I definitely recommend getting the Tank 6S. It's one of the best microphones out there in my opinion, and it's probably my favorite microphone to this day, ahead of the K688, because I've been using the K688 for years, but this is definitely my favorite. So if you want this microphone, link is down below in the description. Make sure to either get it now or wait till Prime, which is on the 23rd to 26th, where you can buy this for a little bit cheaper. But that is all that I have today. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate each and every single one of you. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.